Greetings and welcome to Destiny and Dice, a Dungeons and Dragons stream. This episode was pre-recorded, and as always, thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy the show. When last we met, having arrived at the warforged town of Lyrenton, and having fought the invading forces of the Lord of the Blades, the Shadowslayers determined that sticking around was not the greatest idea. They began a strategic withdrawal, only to find their planned escape cut short. However, Book, the keeper of the Tower of Lyrenton, had prepared for this day, having laid up a spare exit strategy hidden in the basement. But a minute can seem like forever when faced with combat and the impending army's arrival. By luck or fate, the Shadowslayers made it out, which is where we left off. "Damn it, Bruce, don't you dare die on me!" screams out a familiar voice. Odiana pounds on Bruce's chest until he takes that deep, gasping breath of air. Shadowslayers, you find yourself in a room unfamiliar to you. The walls a soft golden color, the floor a mixture of copper and gold. Looking around you, you find that all of your party is here, and that the warforged you rescued from Lyrenton are here as well. Colin has just finished helping Jewel into a sitting position on the railed staircase in the center of the room. Jalira, you seem to be the first recovered enough to move and or speak. What would you like to do?
I'd like to take an accounting of everybody's here. I just look around. Okay, everybody, and is everybody okay? Everybody okay? Everybody. Okay, and she goes go hug Pipes.
Oh, I don't have any money. What? No.
Nice.
Did everything just taste white for a minute?
Taste white?
No, it was
I
real
felt like I was just
void-like.
floating somewhere. Oh, I'm just latched on to Pipes.
Seems about right.
Pipes just kind of sits there in a daze. He doesn't quite look like he's quite recovered yet. But he gently just kind of puts his arm around you and pats your shoulder and kind of snuggles you back as hard as you're snuggling him. Nyx, you're the next one who seems to be able to find movement in your body, which feels stiff, as if it's been held still for too long.
She's gonna go ahead and get up. Is she still in the form? Or which form is she in?
Whichever form you were last in.
Okay, she's still that's her elf form. She sits up.
I do believe you said you were in a button-down shirt, and that's about it.
Yep. She just kind of is everyone here? Is everyone alright? She's like, all right. So we heard that Bruce had almost died. She is gonna kind of move over there, check on him. Jalira seems all right.
Like Odiana is like clutching him in a giant hug. Like Bruce can't move by virtue of like Odiana being like on top of him for a moment and him still being in that kind of waking up mode.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of go around and tap everyone, basically.
Kids,
kind of make
you
sure
wake
they're
up.
Here.
You find yourself kind of with Gwora wrapped around you.
I checked to see if she's okay. She's looking rough still. I'm feeling rough still. Is this the air shit, or is this the White Hearth?
Rix, you're the next one who kind of gains enough semblance to speak.
And I immediately start looking around and counting people to see who's there.
Okay.
Who's not dead? Sound off.
So who do I see?
From your vantage point, keep in mind that those barrier walls that are surrounding the teleportation circle there on the floor do block line of sight.
Okay.
So you're able to see Nyx, Kiz, and Guara, Zanim, Bruise with Odeon on top of her. You can peek out, probably see Jewel and Colin. Roundup's foot on the other side. However, Clerk and Eagle Eye are a little farther back than what you would see. You might be able to catch a glimpse of Book's arm or foot as well.
I don't see Jalira.
Over here. Jalira is currently nestled into pipes on the other side of the wall, so no, you do
I
not see
immediately
Jalira.
start looking around for her.
Okay.
So I'm going to, I guess, post haste, like run out. Cherry?
Like
Cherry?
Colin stops you. What's wrong? She's fine. She's fine. She's over there. And he points to around the corner.
Okay.
She might be crying by now.
We made it? We made it. Where are we?
Colin's eyebrows kind of raise. That's a complicated question.
Your best guess?
Bruce, you've got enough to kind of muscle your way up from Odeon. Like you just kind of pretty much sit, like you've regained enough muscle, you just kind of sit up with her on you, no problems.
He'd probably just kind of like almost like look down and just let her do her thing. He's just gonna lay there.
Just lay there.
He's like, when Colin says like it's complicated, Bruce is like, "Are we dead?"
Fair question.
Is that
you wake up with probably the worst hangover you've ever had in your life. There was this one time at this one party
If
that it
it's
was
the
about
worst
this bad.
hangover ever, then she'd probably just like roll over and puke.
I would Tate help you out. Oh, you did good. You did good. You got us here.
Cool.
It is way too bright and everybody is way too loud for you right now.
that all-berry diet's finally getting to her?
And she'd probably like put the cloak over her head if it's bright and loud and see what she can do to like muffle things after she breathagitates the vomit away.
I'm so glad you're all right. Oh,
Okay. Colin will turn to Rix. Our trajectory puts us somewhere over the Mornland.
Oh.
But when the ship launched, we didn't really have coordinates set.
Okay. So we're just kind of loop-de-looing.
Floating.
Just
We're
floating.
flying.
We're just stationary.
The
Yeah.
ship?
I think. Wait, how?
Hold on. Let's rewind that a step. The ship, and we're over the Mornland?
What do you think it was transforming into?
I think he was transforming
Oh.
into a dragon.
She's close. Colin will say, or he's close.
Yeah. Okay.
The change
close.
is hard to tell.
I
He
have
is. I get away with
slightly more
calling.
masculine features. Oh yeah, I look like a warforged, so I changed my appearance back to my changeling form. Oh, that's better.
Your other friends are over here. You see that your friends. You've all.
I don't
Was this
see.
it?
I don't see Cherry. Cherry.
Cherry's
sob.
over there.
You hear a loud sob. At least that's what I'm assuming you hear from Cherry.
Yeah, I kind of
Okay.
follow in that direction. And I just join in the hug.
Book's all like, oh, don't mind me.
Thanks.
I
You
don't
need to
know.
be a
I'm
part of
grabbing
this.
Book. I'm like, get here. Go, just go with it. He can't stop me.
Wow.
Which
Wow.
Lyrenton said.
We need to have that consent conversation with more people in the group.
Well, you know what? It serves Book right for how he did not consent with your booty.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
He did comment on your butt twice, so I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
Nyx is going around and checking on everyone.
How do the warforged look?
Little worse for wear, but coming around.
And maybe to distract myself, I'll start casting mending on parts of pipes.
You want to give him his bagpipes?
Yeah. Did I
We kept
leave
those,
that or
didn't
bring
you?
that with?
I don't think we got rid of those. Those were.
It's
No,
just
it's
whether it's
which
in
backpack is it in?
Odiana's bag or not.
The voting on has got the bag on her. Just ask her
No,
for
I
it.
think I might have No,
I want to say you told me you had them with you.
I think
but
she
I could-
pointedly remembered to
could be
take them. I
wrong.
don't remember why, but she made a point of bringing them.
Like I could have sworn you said that. Like I take out this, I take out Pipes' bag, and we move on.
You probably took it with because there was a risk of him being brainwashed.
That was right. Yeah, I was worried that he might not recognize us. Okay, so pull that out, and I'm gonna just see if I can.
As you look to where it would traditionally hang, like there's parts of scarred metal and stone and wood there, as if whatever thing had been used to hold and support it has been ripped out.
Okay.
And there was a very shoddy patch job done.
All right, she'll be making notes, mental
Like
notes.
the pipe part that would come off of his back looks like they've been either broken off or filed off. You're not entirely sure which, maybe a combination of both.
I'll
And
probably
the holes in the back were filled with molten metal bits, but not the same gold, not the same gold as his outer shell.
District campaign update.
What was that?
Sorry, my phone.
So I'll set that aside, and I'll just probably spend the next few minutes crying and mending up scratches. And if this takes long enough, she might move on to each warforge.
Mending does not work on Warforged to heal,
Yeah, but
it'll take care of stuff. But
it'll take care of scratches and breaks and stuff.
You've seen what she can do. Maybe it can with Cherry.
True.
Who looks the worst? I've got some spells left.
Bruce is gonna
What did
feel the thing that he's holding in his hand and pull it up to look at it and look at Melody's head.
Melody?
And he's gonna be like, "Oh, alas, poor Melody. You were a bitch." And just kind of toss that off to the side.
Beautiful.
Not helpful.
Someone to mention it wasn't her. Whoever noticed that.
That wasn't Melody.
That would be
Remember,
cool.
Melody's symbol looked like a with a extra little.
Sure, if it was her, I imagine her friend would have been with her.
What?
I wondered where he was.
The adamantine warforged. They're supposed to be together, so I imagine that if it was her, he would have been not far off. Or at least protecting her.
Nyx looks absolutely tiny.
Well, next
Z,
to
having gained a semblance of yourself. The next little while, it's going to be a little bit brighter. Colors are going to be a little bit richer and like more in your face. And sounds are going to be a little bit harsher.
Sounds?
You might be tasting a little bit of sound. You definitely feel like an arcane thrum of magic just all around you.
I can feel
Rex.
it all around me. What?
Do you have that antitoxin still? That'd be a solid hangover cure.
gosh, do I? I think I should. Cherry gave that to me, right?
But it wasn't a toxin. It was the crystals and doing that spell more
She's
powerful.
high on magic.
Do I have a lesser restoration?
Actually.
Where's my antitoxin?
Z might start just randomly giggling.
Crazy giggling? Tell me it's crazy giggling.
Nice.
That's the best you're getting.
Did I get the antitoxin?
I want to say you gave it to somebody, but I could be wrong.
I know I didn't use it. And I've been holding on to that potion of invisibility for so long, and I finally got to use it. I go over. I finally let go, and I turn to. I guess I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna give Roundup a potion of healing. Just a regular one for now, just to get him up a little bit.
Okay.
Who looks the worst of the Warforged?
Of the three there, probably I would say Eagle Eye.
Well, of everybody.
I mean, of all of them, Pipes. Pipes by far looks the worst.
Wait, Pipes looks that bad? Then I'm casting Cure Wounds on him.
Chunks of his body, but
Yeah,
I think
again,
I didn't think that could
It's not hit point.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily like a hit point thing.
It's not a hit points thing, but if you're going by who looks the worst, by far it is Pipes.
But
I think
does it look like he has wounds that need healing?
Sorry. It's missing an eye.
Eyes.
Do they look like they could use healing?
Not like you see, everybody's kind of got minor, like everybody suffered from the big giant axe whirl slash. They've got wounds on them, so healing them would serve purpose. It just by far the thing that looks the worst is Pipes because like
he's been through a lot.
Okay, it's just who to put the third level spot on and who to put the second level spot on.
Mike, Roundup gets 8 points. I'm sorry, I rolled it twice by accident.
No worries. Thank you kindly.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
And for the rescue, like that was very well timed. I don't reckon I'd have had much more time.
Well, it was cutting it close, but I'm glad we were there, and I'm pretty sure that Packrat, if there's anything left, it's probably a new instrument for Melody to use. I'm thinking an accordion. I doubt Bruce would walk away from that fight.
No, we wouldn't. I saw the way he went after fake Melody. It was... I'm so sorry, guys.
Got the wrong Melody.
We need to get you. We need to get them to bed so they can rest. I mean, what? As far as we can
accommodations.
We can ask questions about everything else later once everybody's rested.
We have 7, 8, 9. There are 9 quote unquote beds. There's a couple of straw mats in the holding cells. And there's some benches in the chapel.
Okay. I look to Roundup like, can you walk or do you need help?
Bruce kind of sits up finally, like holding on so she doesn't fall. And he's gonna look over at the spiked collar that's still embedded in his arm and be like, that's starting to hurt like a little bit. I shouldn't.
There's just kind of weeping on your arm, just kind of reaches back behind her, grabs a dagger, sticks it under the edge of the collar, and cuts it off.
Oh no, I wanted to keep. Okay, I think Cherry can fix that.
She just kind of pats your arm. We can fix that. We can fix that.
Yeah. Well, I think we made it. Right? Is everybody we care about here?
Maybe we did. Maybe we.
There's an audible sob from Jerry.
I think everyone that we could get, we got.
There was a whole town. And she'll say this coming towards Colin. And this is who we got.
Clerk will look up from he'll kind of poke his head around the corner. It wasn't the whole town. You just got most of who decided not to go along with the Lord of Blades. I don't blame the people for the choices they've made.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
I mean-
So we got the good people.
War is
No,
hard.
there were still cells of people that I left behind. So I couldn't do anything about that. I had to do what we could.
Roundup just kind of bows his head because having been in that room and knowing who was in those cells, he just kind of...
I'm
You
sorry.
got who you could. He looks up, you got who you could.
If it was roped anything, I could have done more. The fuck was up with that?
Kiz is going to go over and hold Nix's hand.
They wanted to ensure that nobody would escape, apparently, says Eagle Eye.
Yes, well, someone did. Was he still there? Were they still
Who's
there?
To what?
The Lord of Blades.
No, he and his closest left hours. Well, by the time you showed up, they'd been gone for hours, I believe.
I do have one more question for you.
Mm.
To our knowledge, they had been guided by a group of mercenaries. Were they among them? I think one of them was a half-orc.
Eagle Eye will kind of look at Clerk and then look over at Roundup. Were those mercenaries friends of yours?
Just
Kiz, for a brief moment, wants to say sarcastically, nah, since she did have a breakup with Salmac. But then she stops and thinks about her other friends in the group. And just bows her head in silence.
I think
They
just the hard truth would be fine.
Well, they helped Melody and her group of assassins into the city, which led to the initial fall of the gate. However, after all the fighting was said and done, they were no longer necessary. They were stored on the second floor in cages of the same room where the rest of the warforged were kept.
I am already like a pale blue color, and I turn almost like sheet white. The second floor, you said?
Nick
Yeah.
would go ahead and now be holding Kiz.
Oh gosh. I immediately turn and wrap my arms around Kiz.
Z's gone from maniacal laughter to uncontrollable sobbing.
Well.
Does Guara go over and comfort Z?
Yeah, Guar goes to try and comfort Z as best she can.
We'll need time. Thank you for letting us know.
I didn't think because this group was assassins.
Mercenaries for hire.
We did escorts, a lot of escorts. Hunting jobs.
Oh, that type of escort. Okay.
I just wonder how voluntary it was on their part.
Or how much they actually knew.
From what I heard, Roundup speaks up. From what I heard, they thought it was just another job for them. they getting paid pretty good from what they said. And then when the trap sprung after they got them into the city, they figured out pretty quick that they had been betrayed.
Yeah.
They didn't even see it coming, and then suddenly they woke up in cages above us, and they were screaming real loud and being
That's okay.
trying to break out of their cages, but they sent some soldiers up there to sedate them.
Round up. We'll hear about the rest of it later. Thank you, though.
In between sobs, occasionally Z says, "Foo."
She says what?
Because she fireballed them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kiz is gonna go into this little area, pull out her journal, and start writing.
Well, I mean, if it's any consolation, they probably didn't burn to death. Smoke inhalation would have gotten them long before.
Where's timing?
Honestly, I think I'd prefer suffocation over burning.
Kiz is in the other room, just going. She starts writing down the names of everybody she worked with in the Iron Arrows.
She summons her unseen servant specifically to plug her ears for her while she writes.
Oh, how dare that be that funny?
It's pretty terrible.
You gotta find humor in death, otherwise you just cry all the time.
Well, that's what Jalira is planning to do for like the next month.
Okay. Yeah, let's get everyone to a place to rest, so we can recuperate, and then those that need
who needs a bed? You probably all need a bath or a shower or something to get clean.
If we can get
There's
them into the
food.
bed, I'll start off. I'll just go straight to the bath after. But I want them, and I kind of point to kind of put a hand out there like that to all the warforged. I want them in beds, please.
Yeah.
So
Warforged don't smell as much on the inside, so getting covered in their stuff doesn't make you smell as bad as.
I'm on
things,
the wall.
from living with stuff.
No, from hitting a lot. Never mind.
Man, you don't need inspiration right now, but I kind of wish you could get it.
Can he
never know.
You know.
You never know.
They just lost a lot of friends.
All right. I head back over to Roundup, and I'm like, "Can you walk?" I look to Eagle Eye and Clerk. How about either of you?
Well,
Need help?
Clerk's like, I can walk. I can run. I'll bloody well run wherever you want me to right now.
Okay. Eagle?
Bruce is gonna stand up, I guess, holding Oriana. She's still like clinging to it.
Z's probably like spooning Guara and passing out again.
That's fair.
Cora's probably okay. Now what do I do?
Bruce is gonna like
Guara begins
slightly.
grooming her.
And take a look over at them and look down at Pipes and hey, old man.
He'll close his eyes and nod at you.
Good to see you.
He'll nod again.
This is Oriana. She's
kind of cock his head a little bit, like quizzical eyebrow.
Yeah, I think I wrote to you about her back. Okay.
He has to think about it, but it takes a second. But he's out this half of his face making expressions. I should have worn a mask for Pipes today. Just be like,
Just
Still get
And then for Book, just be like, okay, so.
just move the mask up.
We're 2 eye patches now.
what a thrill.
Okay. Jewel
Next,
stands,
Nicole.
pulls herself up to standing. Colin's like, okay, we can get everybody to beds. Well, takes a look at the group. How does everybody feel about ladders right now?
I'm
To the
good.
chapel it is. Then to the chapel it is.
I can work
Get
some
everybody-
ladders.
On a bench. So Colin will begin directing them towards the chapel.
He's gonna pat Odeon again and be like, I think I probably should help move some people, but it's good to see you too.
Jalira is so conflicted right now because she's blaming herself for all the warforged they couldn't save. She is super excited that Pipes is 90% okay. And she really wants to look at all this gadget stuff, but she just doesn't feel like now's the time and place.
I help Book to his feet and start leading him.
I'll do the same for Pipes.
I hold on to Zanine. I
Or
kind
I
of
help
slip her
squish
hair and
Zanine.
help her get up. I'm like, Zanine, let's get you to bed.
If she passed out, maybe you can just like flop her on a corner.
Is it
Colin
stairs
will-
or a ladder going up?
It's stairs going up to the mid level.
Hmm.
But to get up to the next level up, it's what's her melody? Not melody. Jewel. Words aren't easy. Okay. And he'll lead Pipes and Book into the spare bedroom outside their bedroom.
You saved us. Zanine, you're so saved. You couldn't have done this
We just-
without you, Zanine.
Are we all like in this area outside the chapel area now, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, if
Well,
we
I
help-
think Nyx and Zanim are still downstairs. Kiz, I think, is still downstairs.
Guara will help Nyx try to get C upstairs.
I am going to look to Colin after leading Book there, and be like, "Where's the bath?"
This way, and he'll lead you up to the upper level to the room with the white liquid.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
really clear, but because of the way the contrasting colors worked, I still like the look of it. So he'll lead you in there. He'll point out the shower. He'll point out the massive sized swimming pool tub.
Oh, I immediately just like strip my clothes off and get in. Not even like thinking twice about it.
I'm going to follow them because right now I want to be a follower.
Odiana will grab your shoulder before you follow. Come with me. And she'll lead you over to here. And then she will reach into her, like untuck her tunic, pull out a key on a chain, and insert it into a lock that you didn't quite see was there until she brought the key down to it. And she'll bring you into this room.
I have so many questions.
Where's the barnacle?
The barnacle is currently asleep. Not that you're, functioning enough.
Thanks.
That
It was
the
more
baby
for,
started
more for
crying.
Amy's peace of mind.
Yes.
Are those rubber chickens?
Rubber chickens, where?
No.
Oh, no, those are holographic forms of the ship,
Oh.
which you can use to alter and change the ship to what may or may not be needed at any given time.
Which of these switches is the self-destruct?
That would be the one that is pushed, in this case, southwest, that has 2 locks placed on it.
And one of them is flight mode, that's also locked?
That is
Locked
locked down, yes.
Okay.
once Nyx gets Zanim somewhere to rest, or we'll go back down and find
Am I
Piers.
getting Zanim anywhere? Is she moving?
Zanim, are you willing to move from your current position?
Probably.
Nyx would
You could
hold
you
her.
could drive her with candy. That might work pretty well.
Can what?
Bribe her with candy. That would work.
You know what? That is so fair.
Nyx would be like, you saved us. Like, we would not have been able to do nearly any of this if you hadn't have done what you did. I know this is hard, but you were amazing.
Sometimes she says "boom" and then starts crying again. But she'll move.
And Nyx would just be holding her and be like, I know. And,
At which point, Colin and Bruce come back down to see about the people who stayed down there, and Colin will lead you guys up to the crew area, which is on the upper level.
okay. Nyx
Pick a
would be
room.
helping Neem and just reassure her. Like, you did what you could. You were amazing. Just fine. We probably would not have survived. But yeah. Anyway, she would help Zanim into a room.
Zanim, pick a room. Not the library room.
I'm working on it. Look, there's where I can move my character at any given
if
time.
that's where you want to be, like, I understand.
She wants to be close to the library. Though I don't know if her logic processes are working quite that well yet.
See, the thing is Nyx would help her, tuck her in, kiss her on the forehead kind of thing. She would be there for Zanim like that. Like, alright, do you want me to stay until you're asleep?
Please.
Alright. She would sit with her and hold her. Stroke her hair till she fell asleep.
Colin will walk over to the wine rack in the kitchen, just grab a bottle at random, and toss it to Bruce.
Bruce will look at it and then look over and toss it to Rix.
Oh, I'm in. Are you gonna throw it to me when in the bath?
Oh, is this a wall here? I thought that was
It's
more
a
like
wall.
the.
Yeah, it's a
you
wall.
know-
It's a wall.
Okay.
All the thick walls with the metal structure inside the wall is a solid wall.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Or
I had just thought
a
of it more as
bulkhead.
like the outline of a pool or something. So
Gotcha.
okay. Bruce will take it. Are we getting drunk or?
Here's to surviving.
Bruce will
Food
go
here.
in.
There's booze here. There's food here. Whatever you need. It's your ship after all. So,
Mine.
and he'll walk away.
Bruce will walk in to where like the pool area is, look at it, and hand Rix the bottle.
Oh, I take the bottle and I'm like, I look at it. Is it good? Is it good wine?
It's good wine.
I'm like, oh yes. Immediately start
like,
taking a couple swigs. I
is this
swirl it
like-
around a little bit and then swig to the drink.
Is this like a clear pool? Is it like soapy? Is it like a hot spring, like natural, like where it's like filmy?
It's got a little opacity to it versus translucence.
Okay.
It's hot. It's got kind of bubbles in places. There are definitely jacuzzi jets in it that are pushing stuff up to the surface, causing a little bit of bubbles.
What that bougie stuff.
You see Bruce just kind of hand you the bottle and then not saying anything, just falls into the pool.
Just go, Yeah, me too. Me too.
And about a minute goes by,
Bruce,
and then
I
you
just gotta
see,
kick my foot to see if I can nudge him.
and then you see Bruce's shirt float to the top. And over the next few minutes, you just see clothing like float to the top.
Can you breathe underwater?
If any of them,
He's got a good constitution.
yeah. If
He
any
can
of
hold
them
his
float
breath for
toward me, I
6
just
minutes,
throw it
though.
out. If any of them come toward me, I just chuck it out.
Get out. Get out.
Yeah, before Bruce finally, like after all the clothes that float to the top, just kind of pops up and then leans against like the wall there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you sure we're not dead?
You know, if this is what happens in the afterlife, I'm kind of okay with it so far.
Bruce
I
looks at him and looks at himself, both not wearing anything in this moment. Looks up at him and wags his eyebrows.
He's just like, what? What?
He just shakes his head.
More wine for me? I offer the bottle to him. You want some? I can't believe we got out alive.
Rix,
Yeah,
do you know why they tell you to beware gifts of the traveler?
because there's always a bad side effect.
No. But why they have to specifically warn you?
So that I can ignore it?
No. Because nobody would be dumb enough to accept a gift from any of the other Dark Six. Nobody accepts a gift from the Fury or the Devourer. And with that, Bruce's eyes flash white for just a moment, and he leans over, grabs Rix, and kisses him real quick.
Once more, Rix is just gently places a hand on Bruce's shoulder and pushes him off.
He leans over, kisses him real quick, and then pushes him back, and then just kind of has this, like, cocky kid that did something he knew he probably shouldn't supposed to look on his face, and he just leans against the wall with that grin on his face and closes his eyes and just...
Rix is just kind of sitting there like...
Much more wine.
Oh. Have you ever thought of doing that to Nyx? It's the second time
Speaking
you
of
kissed me.
Nyx, speaking of Nyx, you've tucked Z into bed, you've kissed her on the head. Where do you find yourself wandering?
She waits until Neem is fast asleep.
Zaneem, how long do you think you maintain consciousness for?
Probably not long, not more than 15 or 20 minutes.
Would she want to talk at all?
No.
Okay. And Nyx would reassure her, when you're ready to talk, I understand.
Okay.
She would sit there until Zaneem falls asleep.
Okay. After showing you the room, Oriana will look at Jalira. Colin just... the door's open. Colin just kind of patiently stands outside. He's not looking into the room. He's looking away from the room, just kind of like keeping guard. We feared the worst. We're so glad to see you alive.
I'm still processing. How was our timing?
Well, it wasn't that great. When your friend came back, he was most distressed, and it was shortly after he arrived that that room began reassembling itself, redistributing its stuff.
Do you mean the librarian?
No, your pet.
Telly?
Yes, Telly. He's
Okay.
when he came back, he looked injured and hurt, but he was very frantic and very frustrated.
I mean, he got hurt. He's a living spell. That's never happened to him. I don't think. I don't blame him being scared. I felt so bad for leaving him in that situation. All of them.
Well, he's back happily ensconced in his circle. If you ever want to say hi to him, he's probably a little scared with all of you popping out at once.
Can't believe we pulled that off.
It was quite amazing.
You should have seen all the dragon chart dust that Z snorted.
She did what?
I'll describe what we pulled off.
Like her eyes just get big, and you hear Colin say, "Don't even think about it. You are a mother. You have a child. You have responsibilities. There will be no snuffing of the dragon. The dragon chart."
That's her.
Yeah, like Jalira's like, don't do that. But I think she will ask a lot of questions about the engineering room. Just if she can be in duty mode, so she can be of help, then she'll feel less. She'll feel less about things she doesn't have control over.
Roll me a performance.
Sure. She snorted dragon sharks, but do you see her now?
Oh no!
Ooh, Odiana rolls good insight, but not as good as Colin.
What did you do?
Colin will clear his throat and look at Odiana. Odiana is happy to start showing you things, and Colin will clear his throat. She should get some rest. The ship will hold with no problems. Odiana, yeah, you're probably right. Is everybody situated, Colin? Your short friend, the short one is still downstairs. Kisriel, right? Kisriel, Kiz, and her pet. They're downstairs. She appeared to be writing. I didn't want to interfere or interrupt. You know her better. Should we go get her and bring her up, or leave her to where she is?
Clara will take care of her. She'll know when she needs to put it down.
Okay.
But I might still go check on her.
That's probably a good idea. Then you should get to bed. I'll show you where the rooms are as soon as you come back up, okay? Odiana's just like, I have so much I want to show you. It is so cool. But it can
I want to hug them both.
And speaking of being a mother, I should go check on my child. Odiana hurries out and
because I have
her room.
I assume she has a sending stone with her that's just pretty much a baby monitor.
Yep, pretty much.
There's a ship intercom system wired to that.
Just... Starfleet badge just...
She like starts walking around, looks at ladders. Colin?
Ladders go up to the next level. Israel's back down the stairs.
Okay. Thank you. Where's the stair? I don't know.
How dare you?
Jerry's flying.
No, that's
Jerry
Z.
comes down the stairs. Part of your attention is immediately drawn to these two what look like steampunkish almost longboats that are stored up to the ceiling. You see the keels of them hanging down, some of the crystal work sticking out.
You gonna say hi to Telly?
Kiss, 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 kiss.
Once you get closer to Kiss, you can hear her talking to Cora.
What's she saying? What's she saying?
You remember Mitsati? I think she's still with the group. She used to love to play games with you. And, looking back on it, Renee, I'm almost certain he's a changeling. And he never let us know. Hi, Jerry.
Just take a nap at some point, okay? She has no idea what else to do. She's gonna knock on the transportation circle. Just a little, as if it was a room. It sounds better.
There he is.
Little friend sticks its head up. He looks like he got hurt a little bit. But he seems very happy to see you. He kind of perks up and comes over and rubs along you without teleporting you anywhere.
I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried about you. I'm so sorry that you got hurt. I'm gonna just hang out down here with you for a while, okay? So,
sit down while I'm fixing one of your other pets.
Actually, she might just find a corner and lean her head back. And she might pull out Fixer first and make sure he's, at least the heart, is decently intact. And then I think she's probably tired. She's going to lean her head back.
Okay. Okay. I'd say that gives Z about her 15 minutes to kind of pass out next. Z kind of passes out into a sleep. And what do you do from where you are now?
I wish I had a blessing to help her sleep stronger than just sleep without dreams. But no, not that kind. But she's gonna
Stunning strike.
she's gonna go ahead and shut the door, leave her gently into the room. She doesn't know where everyone else is or where the bath is, but she's gonna have to go back down.
The bath is marked. The toilets are marked.
Yeah, it's more of she's gonna go back down and
It was just a blanket statement for everybody to know. It's a very user-friendly ship.
she is gonna go down and back down. See Jalira And
Telly's all curled up next to her.
yeah. She's gonna kind of see that, and does it look like she's falling asleep, or is she fiddling with her stuff?
I think she's falling asleep. It's the kind of tired you get like after you've run around a whole bunch, done some fighting, and then sobbed your eyes out, kind of tired.
She's gonna go up, kind of look at Tully, make sure that Tully will let her go over, and she would kiss her forehead.
Telly will let you pass.
Mm-hmm.
This
And-
time.
As long
And
as you
then
don't look
she's-
like a warforged.
Nah, she's
Like a warforged, that's gonna be a problem.
Oh, poor
There's a
little
lot
guy.
of warforged on this ship, man.
She's gonna go over to kiss. She's still sobbing, talking.
Maybe a little.
Gonna go over to the other side of Guara, walking over the barrels, coming down. Just
It's
hold
up the
her.
wall, down the wall, and around.
Oh yeah, that's true. She doesn't even have to stand on the barrels. She comes down, comes over, kneels next to her, and just holds her. Lets her cry.
She'll show her the list of the names of everybody who was with the arrows when she left them.
What is that list?
Oh, I think this list is too long.
It's not just the iron arrows. There's other people that were in and out, right?
Yeah, I would just sit here deciding that I think the Hylas brothers might have still been with the group. Renee, Mitsati. I don't know if Kalishtar are legit in Mike's world, but I had three of them actually as Kalishtar.
3 wanderers from a far land. Fit right into an escort group.
Flesh
Well,
are
they-
Everon.
They each have their own little interest in working
but
near the Mordland.
Kalishtar aren't native to Corvair.
Ah, okay. Alright. Next would kind of,
Neither elves, but
you want to go over it? You want to talk about them? Or would you rather?
It would probably take her a minute to work up the nerve.
She's like, I'm here for you. However you need me.
They all
You wanna
treated
talk
Gora
about
really
it?
well.
Huh?
They treated Gora really well.
All that.
When I met them, I had just left. I had just broken up with Cordell, and he was a jerk to Gora.
Is he still alive? Should we find a way to just make
He doesn't
his life
deserve death.
miserable?
Maybe
No.
humiliation.
We'll absolutely humiliate him.
What about his dinosaur? Does this dinosaur deserve death? Or
No, dinosaur's innocent.
You're not there, Jalira. Is Jalira whispering this in the next
Wow.
room?
No, she heard that though somehow.
Jalira.
muttering to herself. That's the
No,
dinosaur deserve death.
This is Kiz's very bitter shoulder angel.
Alright. He would be like, alright. But they all treated Glover well?
It's audible to play. You know, like how Bruce plays with her.
I'm sure she loved that.
So, serious question. How many people are on your list?
Oh, you didn't see my I sent it to you in Discord. Sorry.
Oh, it's in Discord. Sorry, I didn't see.
Well, I
Discord.
wasn't
Hold
sure
on.
if this was too many.
9, 10.
It
gosh,
was 10, not including Samak. These could also just be other people she ran with. So far, I only listed.
Maybe the college Tara left and went back home at some point.
Oh, hold on. I have to pick a character to join this group. Give me a minute.
Oh, true.
Oh, hang on. I can click on a sign on them.
Which of my characters can be an honorary Iron Arrow?
Oh wait. Sorry, I was thinking. Wait, could the bugbear Smokey really be in the group? But bugbears are pretty reasonable in Eberron. Bugbear named Smokey.
He's not a wildfire druid, is he?
It was good.
No, he's a paladin of the ancients.
Okay. He was a
He's
wildfire druid.
certain ways secure the moorland.
Oh.
Okay.
The ancients are about like nature and stuff. Okay. We went through some different options for what Smokey would be.
I can imagine. Okay. Cool. I need a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it's too many.
But she might not even be aware of which ones were still in the group or not.
Exactly.
Although it's been less than a year.
Yeah.
But kids leaving, you might have been holding the whole group together.
Yeah, it's like when the two people on your team break up and now you have to pick sides.
Or it could be more like a guild. Not everyone goes out at the same time on the adventure.
Yeah.
Even though they're not necessarily a guild.
Well, we know
they are a group of adventurers that don't necessarily always go out, all of them. So some of them might be at that base camp. Wherever your whatever base camp is. Anyway,
it moves.
Just thought.
There was one of the Talenta, and then they ended up shifting closer to Sharn. The Sharn side of the moorland.
That's good information for me to have.
Anyway, just thought that I had.
Anyways.
How many of them might have survived?
She would circle around talking about Salmac, but you knew that she missed him.
Mm-hmm. And she would, and Nyx would just sit there and let her talk and just be soothing. Let her cry, sob her eyes out, talk about whatever she wanted, and Nyx would be attentive, listening, and just try to let her grieve, even though Nyx doesn't really know how to do it properly. She knows enough to just shut up and listen.
Kizriel, roll me a Constitution saving throw. Okay. It's about 40 minutes of time where you've got to the point where you've exhausted your energy from crying and sobbing, and you find yourself just like trying to kind of fight to stay awake. Between the adrenaline rush from the battle, having been gone, having all the emotional experience you've just gone through, pipes, you find yourself getting to that point where you just need to either sleep or eat or something.
You want to sleep?
Yeah, okay.
Come on, I can carry you if you'd like.
It's okay, I'll walk.
Alright, I'll show you where the rooms are. I don't know where much of anything else is. I think that's all the bathroom on the way here. That she would take her.
Jalira, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
– 17.
That's good to know. You make it just over a couple hours of like you're kind of You do doze off because, again, the same thing affecting Kiz. The battle rush is gone. The emotional onset has pretty much punched you in the face a couple of times. But after about almost 3 hours, you find yourself kind of uncomfortable in this corner. Like you kind of wake up, you've got a stiff neck. But before we get to that, Bruce and Rix, do you do anything but soak in the tub for a couple hours?
Oh, well, I had asked a question before you changed over.
By the way, Nyx would be leading you to the crew quarters, so you're up on the upper levels.
Kiz would need Nyx's help.
She would help her.
Yeah.
Getting Guar up the ladder.
We need to just
Okay.
teach her. No, wait. I need to make
I think she's gotten the hang of it to some degree, but
kitty boots of climbing.
Oh, she's thought about seeing if she can put her boots of climbing on Guara.
All right, we figure out a way to get.
You guys get upstairs, pick a room, go chill out.
It's not that tall of a ladder.
I feel like, Cat with that much vertical leap could probably jump to the next level.
If she's not also exhausted.
Just might need to help push the butt up real quick.
That's what I need Nyx's help for, because she's strong.
Yeah. She just rolls really well. Some of those, the times.
You know what? She may not be strong, but she has that shove action down.
Nap it. Okay. I would have asked I asked Bruce, it's like, have you ever thought about doing that to Nyx?
He's just kind of sitting back with his eyes closed, grin still on his face, and he's like, "What?"
I saw the way you looked at her when she landed. I was just wondering.
When?
When she skyrocketed in the air with that Titan and then dropped down after, I don't know what she did to that wizard, but we won't know because even if we were allowed to look at the body, that thing was crushed. And then, the Titan fell and she with it, but she managed to make, I would say, about 9-point landing. You seemed kind of excited by it.
Weird conversation to have about your sister.
I'm just wondering. It's my sister. I need to protect her.
Wait, so hold on. Are you... What are you asking me?
I'm just asking if you are interested in my sister.
He just kind of stops and he's thinking. Settles himself a little lower in the water.
Are you being shy about her?
Oh, I was just thinking. I don't know.
I'm just curious, that's all.
Why do you guys have to think about stuff so much?
Surely.
I don't know.
Alright.
Probably should apologize for slapping her on the ass.
I say nothing. And then after a few minutes, a few seconds, after 10 seconds, probably.
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna go and get some sleep. Go and climb out. Take care, man. And I pat your shoulder as I make my way out and pick up my armor that I dropped on the ground and go find a room to sleep in.
Bruce watches.
To say, does Bruce need to roll another sleight of hand check?
Sleight of eyes.
Bruce will just kind of
Bruce.
sit there in the water for a little bit.
You lean your head back against the rail, kind of sit there. What with the level of exhaustion that you have on top of everything else, you kind of drift off. Nice hot water. It's comfortable. Rix, you find a place to kind of curl up and bed down.
Drowning in a pool. How would you feel about that as a way to go?
Could be worse.
Well, he'd probably wake up.
You don't. Never mind.
When
At some point, your body would go into
get a breath.
danger mode.
People have died in that drowning.
Yeah.
So it does happen. And it's from falling asleep in the bath. So, you just got to be careful.
Bruce passes out. Rix, you head to your room. You just pass out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, I put some clothes on, but then I pass out. Extra set of clothes I probably have.
Nyx, you've gotten Kisriel up to her bed. Guara ensconced. They're getting ready to pass into dreamland.
And she's
putting. Okay.
I might try eventually going looking for a bed and get super lost. And maybe just end up on one of the cell beds.
There are signs.
Oh, there's signs?
Yeah, there's signs.
Well, there's signs for the bath and the bathrooms.
Not for the beds?
Not sure for the bed.
She just
I just need to know what Nyx is doing.
Opening
Nyx
doors.
is
Forge.
Peeks into the bathroom, sees a sleeping Bruce in the bath.
Do you really think that she would choose?
Well, and the thing is she might. I'm debating on if she would check on Jalira again, or no. With her knowledge of Jalira, that she'll be okay. And that the news before would have hit those two the most, and so Nyx is just gonna. She's at that point. She would actually be going to take to the bath to shower. Clean off, because she's now at the point of I'm going to take care of myself. Yeah.
You open the door to find Bruce is kind of perfectly floating in the water, his head resting on a towel, which is on the edge of the thing. Almost as if there's something in the water that is preventing him from sinking down and drowning.
Yay, friendly drowning proof
Yay,
magic.
What a way to go, man.
In his sleep.
I could see these pools having safety features.
Just pointing out that if Bruce is currently floating perfectly on top of the water, he is completely nude.
Yeah. She just kind of so she might go over, kind of tap his head a little. Okay, probably not the safest place to sleep. This is probably not the safest place for you to be sleeping. Do you want me to show you to the room?
Oh. I'm good, I think. I mean, drowning in a tub would probably be the least of my worries.
Did seem like it made you float, so hopefully that means you.
What?
Maybe he
Bruce just kind of takes note of the fact that he's floating, and he's like, "What if there's a high salt content in here?"
Or something. Just shrugs.
Could be a different chemical. Dragon sarge. It's infused with dragon shark dust.
Don't tell
Like,
Odiana.
kind of just sighs. Like, well, I'm just going to clean up myself.
But yeah, come on in. Ooh. He's gonna, like, pull himself back up a little bit.
Like, she'll go ahead and get into the tub. She'll take off the shirt, throw it aside, and put her bag down, and go ahead and get in the tub. Are you alright? Seems like
What?
he almost died, and when we came back, Odiana was screaming.
Oh, was she? I just remember her, like, hitting me, but I'm kind of getting used to just waking up people hitting me, so... Well,
I'll hit you next time. Would that make you feel more comfortable? Tease.
it's more what I know, but yeah. Oh, man. My ass hurts a little bit, but I think the water's helping.
Like, why would your ass be hurting?
When I ran back into town, I don't know if you were there for that. I ran back into town real quick. There was a lot of warforged and titans, and a couple of them decided to give me a friendly slap on the ass on my way out.
All right. I won't pay you back for the slap on my ass then.
I mean, yeah, if you want to count it that way.
Just
Should I kiss you?
what? Well, you would be like, what? What? What would you say? What?
Well, Rick's told me I should, or asked me if I thought about it. I wasn't really sure. It was after I kissed him, so he was kind of weird.
And she's like, ah. Why would you kiss Rick?
I think I'm kind of into him.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting a pretty strong vibe. He doesn't feel the same way, though.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of figured it out recently, I think. I kissed him before, back when I wasn't me, but... I don't know if that counted. Well, what did he say to you when you talked about it?
Talked about what?
When I kissed him the first time?
I didn't know that you'd kissed him before.
I thought you
Didn't
guys
tell
like
me.
talked about it. Okay. But yeah, I don't think he's really, like, into me that way, so... Oh well.
From my understanding, I don't think he's into anyone that way.
Okay.
She's gonna put her head under the water for a minute, washing her hair kind of thing. Well, I don't know. I think of the time that, I didn't think that you thought of any of us like that.
I didn't think I did either. Oh. Those things have changed over the years. Oh, it's weird. I'm still kind of figuring out myself. I mean, I don't think I did, like, for a while. Oh. I don't know. I guess Rick's used to really piss me off. And after a while of us being back together and him still pissing me off, I started to wonder why I cared so much. I don't know. It was like weird not really figuring out, but now that I'm kind of more aware of what it is, it's kind of not a big deal. If that makes sense? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
And with
I'm into
that,
hot
we're going to
people,
go
you want-
ahead. Sorry. And with that, we're going to go ahead and go to our break. We'll be right back. Thank you. And welcome back. Shadow Slayers are on board. What they've been told is a flying ship of some sort that's currently hovering somewhere around the Mournland. Various party members have crashed after their battle in Lyrenton. Currently, we find ourselves with Nyx and Bruce in the bath/pool room, having a discussion about. I don't know. I'm going to leave it to them. What are you guys having a discussion about? Nyx?
Bruce liking Rick's so far.
One thing, because I don't know how much Nyx would have looked, but there is a large black mark on the inside of Bruce's right thigh. When he was floating, it would have been visible.
She would have avoided looking too much. But that being said, it's not like she did not look. But yeah, so we kind of left off. But we kind of left off in a little bit of a pause. Nyx would have kind of just taken a breath. She'd be like, "Well, Rick's asked you about that because I told him about how I was getting feelings for you."
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. Probably not really fair because there's a lot. There's a lot of things I haven't opened myself up to. But
I don't think it's different with a half orc than any.
it's not that.
Oh. Okay.
I mean about the fact that I've never cared for anyone except for our family. And who everyone else called family. I never did. I tried, but it's different. Anyway. So that's why he brought it up. And why he didn't tell me probably the first time. Makes sense.
That was a weird time to bring it up.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was just a really awkward time for him too, though. But anyway.
Okay. So what does that? What does that mean?
Well, you're the first crush I've ever had. We'll see. Like, I don't know what it means. Like, but thought I'd let you know. I'm gonna go. Like, and
Oh,
I think I'm good. He's gonna go ahead
I've
and
only
get
been
up.
in here for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Already.
She's like, yeah.
Do you want to talk about this?
Alright. She's gonna go ahead and come back. Like, sorry.
Oh.
Good token usage there, having your character turn towards the door and wait till he asks and then turn around like, no, we'll talk about this. Thank you.
I mean, if you don't want to, I mean, I guess,
Right.
this is either like the best or the worst place to be having this conversation.
He would laugh. I know. I don't know either. It depends on what it means for you. Never had a crush before. A crush is
Yeah, me neither.
Well, you've liked people before. You had, what's her name? From the whole first shift. You liked
I
her,
mean,
didn't you?
I cared about her a great deal.
I'd have thought that was a crush.
It's not really a crush. I don't know, because like it wasn't like I didn't really have feelings for her before we ended up in a relationship.
I don't know. I guess doesn't matter. Truthfully, I've known that I'm weird, and I don't feel like most people. But I know that I've had sex plenty of times, and I mean, I enjoyed sex, but it didn't mean anything. I didn't care about the people.
Did you want to have sex?
Then, what are you asking?
I mean, he like looks at her, looks at him. I mean, you were just saying, okay.
Like, she would laugh. She's like, I don't know if we on the same communication level at all. Some of these times.
I don't know.
But
I
I
know what
would.
I'm talking about. You would?
Like, yeah. I would like to sometime. I don't know necessarily what weird or not for you, but I like you that way.
Hmm. Do you mean like now?
I'm glad Rogue Dragon's muted.
She's just she's gonna kind of get up. She's gonna go over. She's gonna go over, kind of bend down, and she's gonna kiss him. Give him a kiss. Like, well, you know what I want. The question is, what do you want out of this? But now you know how I feel. You figure out what you want, and I'm gonna go get something to drink. You leave. Probably putting the shirt back on.
Didn't she have other clothes in her bag? I assume we all kept our bags.
Yeah, she's just not bothering putting on clothes right now.
Clothes smoosh.
Bruise, is there anything else you choose to do?
Bruce would probably, after like 30 seconds, follow her out, not bothering to put anything on. And if she's over by the wine rack, he would come up behind her and turn her around and just start kissing her.
Okay. Nyx, do you reciprocate?
A little surprised, but yes.
Do you guys wander towards the bedroom, or is the kitchen table sufficient?
I don't know what you mean about a table. There's a wall right there.
Okay. What's your passive perceptions again?
I can sleep. Leave me alone.
Rix pulls out of his pocket a single berry.
I don't have that.
No, Nyx and Bruce, what are your passive perceptions?
Like 13.
Pipes walks in.
Perception. That's a 12.
Okay. 13 and 12. Good to know. Jalira, you wake up.
She's on the way over there.
Hammer
I know.
down. Is someone doing construction?
I did say that she's going to fumble around, try to find a bed at some point. But she doesn't go around.
Okay, before I get to Jalira, how enthusiastic and how long do you plan on this lasting? We're not rolling dice.
I mean, Bruce has a constitution of 20, so. I guess the first question is,
do you fall asleep after?
Defines on yes at some point.
Okay.
But
okay. We're just gonna go like this. Okay, cool. That's if you guys fall asleep. Good to know. Jalira, you wake up. Been about almost 3 hours since you kind of laid your head back.
I feel gross. I'm got a stiff neck. I don't know my way
I'll leave it up
around.
to you, Mike. I was gonna say after probably the second or third time Bruce would have tried to move to a bed to continue. It's up to him it's up to you whether or not he would have been passed out by that point.
He does have a level of exhaustion.
Okay, so Jalira, Telly follows you, just kind of floating around by you. Just happy that you're back. You come up the stairs. You know that behind that wall to the north of you, that's where the heart of the ship is. Not really being shown around anywhere else, but being told that there are beds on the upper level.
Okay. So I guess I'll try one of these.
Mhm.
Okay. We'll do that
You
one.
climb up the staircase. Which exits out over here. Other side. I'm gonna put you. Do you go to the left one or the right one?
Sure, to the right one.
Right one, cool. You exit out over there. A little hallway. You go down. Which way do you go?
I'll go this way. Now,
In
are
the
they still?
kitchen. In the kitchen, it looks like a tornado has hit it. You do see things starting to rearrange themselves, much like the cleaning spells in White Hearth did to kind of keep things tidy and neat. However, the table is turned sideways, facing into the kitchen towards the wine rack. And as you get closer, you see two figures wrapped up in a tablecloth. One of them is green, and Nyx, do you sleep?
She
in
still
the
looks
form,
like a warforged.
or
No,
do you
she
just
was an
come
elf.
out of like?
She was an elf last time.
Did you stay an elf, or did you just let it all go?
She. Oh. I don't know. Probably.
Bruce would have asked her to drop her form.
And yeah.
Okay, so you see a Nyx and a Bruise cuddled up asleep in a tablecloth.
Man, I hope they're okay.
Is that an insight check?
What's your passive insight, Jalira?
Passive.
You know what? This is the last session. I'm completely fine with her walking around the corner and Bruce is just ass naked on top of Nyx, just snoring.
Of all the people in this group, her brain can't comprehend intergroup romance.
Yeah, I'm fine with it being Bruce just ass naked on top of Nyx.
That's gotta be uncomfortable.
Well, he's
Takes
got like
you a
his
minute.
arms wrapped up.
It takes you a minute to see that there's something under Bruce. Like your original thought was, oh hey, Bruce passed out in the kitchen, and then you see a kind of light gray form under him. There's definite embraceage going on. But you're just like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. I'm moving on.
She walks
There
backwards.
There is a tattoo on Bruce's butt.
It is a map
You come up. There's a map.
of Corvair.
Just moving on.
All right.
And
All right.
with your
Hold on.
intellectual brain, you know exactly where Sharn is.
Hold on. Bruce, to clarify, Bruce does not have a tattoo of a map of
I'm
Corvair.
sorry, it's the whole world.
Bruce's ass is tattooed to be a globe of Corvair.
But you
I think
know
I posted
exactly
up
where Sharn is.
the globe early on.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, there you go.
I love the hand motion. Okay.
There you go. Early on, when I posted the two span map of Eberron, I got this text from Jared saying, "How dare you post up Bruce's tattoo?" That being said, you see what you see. You see Odiana up at the looking up the hallway. You see the door is open and Odiana is just very pointedly not looking down the hallway.
But none of these are labeled bedrooms, right?
Yeah, you see signs for bathrooms and a bath.
Oh, that sounds good right now, but I'm really, Ooh, I wonder if it's a nice hot bath. Might help with my neck. Yay.
It's a lovely hot bath.
That cleans itself too, right?
Yes. Yes, it does. You all drift into sleep. You all get a long rest. You all wake up.
Who wakes up first? I guarantee it's not Bruce.
Nope.
I'll wake up first.
Nyx will be the first one in the party to awaken.
What?
You're the
Nyx
first one
wakes
to
up
wake
first. Sense of vitality about you. You wake up, Odiana's just kind of sitting in a chair. Hand on, this just kind of resting.
Oriana's just sitting there. Oh, you got more of the tattoo done.
Cup of coffee.
You good, Arya?
Just laughing pretty good. Trying to think of what she would say. She'd be like,
Tea on the stove.
how stuck is she?
Bruce, how much do you weigh?
I love it.
That depends on how much you wiggle. Oh.
You're able to, with your dexterity and his lack of consciousness, you're able to kind of squirm out from under him. Taking most of the tablecloth with you. Or you leave it for Bruce, whichever. Odiana would have draped it over you too at some point.
Oh, long rest.
She would blush a bit. Probably change into the elf form. But I think she would kiss Bruce's cheek a bit before getting up. She'd leave the tablecloth for him because she'd change into the elf.
Just realized that Bruce left his clothing in the pool room. That would have been fun for Jalira to find.
I mean,
I'm
she walked
never
in and found
taking
him.
a bath. Never.
Yeah.
With its cherry, she probably was like, "Ooh, my belt! Let me inspect this."
I wonder if I can make it better.
She's just
That
Nick,
thought
where do you- where-
protecting
where
her
do you
from
go?
many other
Where do you-
thoughts.
Where do you go as you
she would
leave?
get up.
Do you sit down at the table? Do you head?
Yeah, she would probably put the shirt back on wherever she finds it.
Still in one piece.
Ooh, that's a good chance. Hold on.
But yeah, or grab something else out of the bag.
Yeah, it's still in one piece, mostly.
But yeah, she would
Generous.
she'd put it back on. Probably grab a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Your companions must be very tired. She says as she stands up from the table and walks towards the helm of the ship. She walks back. Do you want to see how it all works?
Oh, she already did.
I should probably get him into a bed.
Good luck.
Worth it. He's too heavy. Leave him there. If none of your other companions haven't seen his ass yet, it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, I already offended someone about it. something or another. I don't know. I didn't really understand. Yeah, she'd be like, all right. Just kind of probably kiss Bruce on the top of the head again before joining Odiana.
About this time, people start to drift out of their rooms.
I want to talk to Z for a second before I join the others.
Okay.
So I kind of peek into this room and I'm like,
First gasp. Good.
hey, Z?
Eh.
Hey, do you have that message spell prepared? The one that you used before to try to talk to Book? I mean, not Book, to Pipes?
Sending?
Warning, she could.
Yeah, that
She
one.
could
That
prepare
one.
it.
Yeah?
I have a favor to ask of you. This is something I've been meaning to do for a while. I need you just to send a message to someone for me, if you don't mind.
Who?
Her name is
Clearly mine.
Her name is Rosie. And I go to start describing this individual. Dark hair, kind of worn over the shoulder in a braid, typically. Decently armored. I, change my appearance to look like this person.
That's a good move. That gives her more familiarity.
Yeah. And make my voice sound like hers as well. And I'm like, I look like this. This is what she looks like. And I change back into what I normally look like, and I say, I just need to check in on her. If you don't mind giving up one of your spell slots for that.
Well, I'm not assuming that we're gonna have fights to the death today, but who knows? I can do a spell. Can I, wake up and go pee first?
Yeah. I move out of the doorway. Yeah, go for it. Just down that way.
I
Where the sun's
don't know where
going.
the bathrooms are, but I do know where the pool is.
The bathrooms are here. It's just right around the corner for you. I'm gonna go get some food.
Okay, come up with 25 words you want me to send her.
Gotcha.
Or less.
Yeah, I'll give that
That's
to
the
you.
message.
This is a message from. Sorry, this is a message from a friend of Rick's. Are you alright? Has anyone strange talked to you? Have you seen me in the month?
Okay.
Thank you.
Z would go to the bathroom, do all the things, go sit down in the dining room, groan loudly, and be like, alright, let's do this, and then she would send the sending.
They're just ignoring Bruce sleeping on the floor.
As you both enter the kitchen, you find a
That's why
tablecloth
Z
wrapped up
groaned
Bruce.
loudly. That's why Z groaned.
I see Bruce on the floor, and I'm like, is Odiana still there?
No, Odiana is currently showing
Okay.
Nyx the helm of the ship.
I just sit down. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna wake him up. I place a hand on his shoulder. I'm like, hey, slap it, kind of.
Well, I don't have any money.
Are you all right?
What?
Good
At least it
morning.
wasn't money's on the dresser.
Good morning. Are you all right? You're on the floor of the kitchen.
I am.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
I think your clothes are still in the bathroom, in the bath.
Oh, probably.
Okay. You might want to go get dressed, and hopefully we can get.
Are we
Kids
doing
have-
something?
No, just maybe we can get Kids to make breakfast. I mean, she's really good at it, and maybe we can talk about what happens next. Where are we going to take this thing? Captain.
Okay.
Up! Whack on the butt.
Pow. Okay.
I move to just sit at the table and wait with Z.
Where do you head, Bruce?
So, having been hit on the butt, Bruce would look back at Rix with like a look for a second. Then he would start heading out of the room.
Jalira, this is about when you're coming down the hallway. You and Bruce have a minute to lock eyes for a second.
I mean, Bruce doesn't lock eyes with her so much as he just kind of like, oh, hey. He's very nonchalant about it.
You're
You're
muted.
still muted.
Her fur is pretty thin, but I'm pretty sure you can see color. She's blushing that brightly.
Bruce
see it
probably
with her.
doesn't. Rix and Z might, but. Oh.
Bruce, if you stumble into the bathroom in search of your clothing, you find them nicely folded and freshly washed, sitting on a shelf that's in there.
Bruce would probably stumble into the bathroom first.
Okay, cool.
And
That
then
works.
go get his clothing.
Kisriel, you come out of the room with Guara.
I don't.
You hear? You don't?
She doesn't come out.
I don't.
Okay.
Gora will. She'll get restless and come sniff around the kitchen.
I look at Guara. Where's Kids? Guara, where's Kids?
She'll head her, kind of point her nose in the direction of the room.
Okay. I'm gonna go and tell Z. I'll be right back. Thank you. And I make my way to look for Kids. Checking rooms. Not there. Not there. All the way up
Did you
here.
write down your message at all?
No, I did not. I will write it down. Sorry.
Thank you.
I'll probably say it better too.
Jalira comes in, sits down next to Zanim.
If I see that she's getting a sending spell ready, I might. I wonder if it's safe to contact anybody. No.
I mean, why would it?
I
None of our enemies have
honestly don't
destroyed.
know.
They can't find us, but they can still potentially hurt people we care about. I do feel better knowing everybody, at least in the families here. And can I help with anything?
I don't think so. Rick's just had a message he wanted me to send out.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get something for Cora. Hey, Cora, what do you want?
She'll probably sniff around the meat drawer.
There is meat to be had.
Paw, paw, paw.
Not exactly what I wrote, but it's basically what I said.
Oh gosh.
Kind of knock on Chris's door, open it. Hey.
Hey. You see, she's got some different little notes and that she has scattered around. She's taking one of the extra notebooks that she picked up
Mm-hmm.
and is putting some extra notes in there.
Can I come in?
Sure.
Step inside. What's all this?
Some of the notes I've taken about the Morland. Do you think they still have the librarian, or is he gone?
I imagine the librarian's probably still around here somewhere. He said he would see Odiana when it was done.
Okay.
Hey. I'm sorry. I really am. I moved to sit next to you and then just pull you into a hug.
Oh, man. She's more stable than me, I promise.
No, it's okay. He's just gonna pull her into a hug. And he's like, you took care of us for a long time. You're a little mom.
No, they took care of me.
When we find her, we're gonna make her pay. We're gonna make her pay for a long time.
And maybe go to Blades, but that's...
A long, long time. If you'll let me. I mean, she seems to like dismantling things. People. I think she's kind of due for it herself. And I know that doesn't necessarily bring much comfort now.
I can only hope that some of the friends I had weren't in the group. Maybe.
How many people were in your former group?
Well, I think okay, grew and shrunk at different points. I think there was 6 when I left. Just made that up, Mike. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Maybe we can describe what they look like to round up in the others, and we can find out who was there.
I'm not ready.
Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. In time. We had known.
I could have tried to put that fire out.
Not put the fire out, we would have at least tried to get them out. It just happened so fast. You don't blame yourself, do you?
It's a coincidence. How would they know that they'd take a job with someone that would take a stab on the back for being not made of wood and metal?
That's pretty messed up.
You're still having somebody cheat you, like they're like, I don't know, I want this prize trophy. We bring them the prize trophy, and then they don't pay for the prize trophy. That's what they're used to.
Oh, this is a whole new level of betrayal. Did they have any specific gods that they worshipped?
We're making decide who's actually in the group.
Because I'm thinking maybe we could talk to Colin and maybe he could help us maybe do a service form of some kind.
When
you're ready.
We'll ask Roundup who was in the group.
Alright. Do you want to eat anything? Do you want me to bring you some food? I can't promise it'll be good.
I won't say no to an apple.
Alright. And I'll make sure that Bruce throws out the rest of those good berries.
They should have dissolved by now.
Good. Because...
Oh, poor Mason. If we knew his name.
We'll Mason. I give your shoulder a bit of a squeeze and kiss your forehead. And say, join us when you're ready. I'll be back with an apple for you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Squeeze your hand.
Yeah. Squeeze it back. And I make my way out and end up heading back in the direction of the kitchen to go get an apple for Kiz.
Okay. Finding an apple is easy enough.
Yep.
Pipes and Book are both sitting at the table by the time you get back. Colin's helped get them up here, lead them up here.
I've given, probably would have given,
Pipes another hug.
whenever I see Pipes, I'd probably give him one of my writing implements and some paper. It's just a start. I'll figure something out.
Okay. After showing you kind of a rudimentary layout of how the ship functions, Odiana says it sounds like people are gathering back that way if you want to go join them.
Oh. Yeah. Thank you.
Think sufficient time has passed. He's probably picked himself up.
She's like, sorry if awkward or anything.
Not awkward. I grew up on a ship. People like people. People do things with other people. It is what it is. If he likes you, that's wonderful. Do you like him? You immediately kind of sense her going to like a slight older sister mode, like kind of looks a little bit started. Do you like him?
A lot, actually.
You going to hurt him?
I hope not.
Good. Good. She flicks a couple of switches on the panels and opens the door and looks like she's going to walk down the hallway with you.
Oh, I thought maybe she locked the door.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, you finish your morning ablutions and then get dressed. Everybody, maybe with the exception of Kisriel, finds their way to the table in the dining room. Unless, after being tempted out with an apple, Kisriel feels like joining everybody else. Okay. Everybody's kind of there. Book will look around. Stop, like look like he's looking around. Stop. Heave a big sigh. I've got to get Copernicus up and going again. Is everybody here?
You and
Kids
Ordeana
need
can help him with that.
Kids need some time.
Jewel and Clerk round up.
Crystal.
I this is not really for them, though. They might want to know more. We have a lot to talk about.
We do.
We do.
We do. We figured out why they came to us. They wanted tongs. What did he tell you about himself, if anything?
That he made you.
Oh yeah, isn't he like your dad?
He made you in pipes and melody and brass guy with a drum. Green
Does that make him like our grandfather?
Grand Fortune.
You see Paul's eyes kind of twitch for a second and then like kind of muse on it thoughtfully in his head. Like,
I suppose so, but there are others like you out there, and I doubt the Lord of Blades is going to stop until he gets you all. He takes from you what
He
he
had
wants.
hints. But he said that you were keys.
we are keys. We're keys to the Dragon Forge.
What's the Dragon Forge not at Whitehearth?
Yeah.
No, see, that's where I was wrong. There's more than one kind of Dragon Forge.
Are they all
I was
dangerous?
confused as to what the first one was.
The
I think it was this
first Dragon Forge is this thing. I suppose if this is what I think it is, it's this thing.
think
I
it
was
is.
talking with Colin. He's described what it looks like and how it was formed. I suppose this is the first kind of Dragon Forge. The second kind of Dragon Forged are an army of creatures, like us Warforged, that are in stasis on the island of Zendrick. That I assume the Lord of Blades will go for as soon as he's done acquiring the other Dragon Forge. The other Dragon Forge is a Kenneth Forge that can bestow dragon marks.
What?
If he can activate it, he'll be able to give all of his soldiers dragon marks.
Wouldn't they all be aberrant? Not that it's going to stop anything, but
It depends on how many people he can. How many of those with true dragon marks he can get a hold of before then.
But he's gonna just collect people up?
oh shit.
That is his goal.
Like for blueprints or transfers or
I believe so. From what Copernicus managed to glean before he had to escape, that's kind of what's going on. I had him spying on the tent where Pipes was when he was with her.
When he was with her, how?
With Melody. They had done something to him to assert control over him.
Dominant person?
Like a charm?
And he led it was more than a charm, it was an ancient warforged device. It
It's all
spoke
good,
for
man.
him.
We've all been there before.
It spoke for him. It thought for him. It told him what to do and how to function. He was under their control. I managed to use managed to use a spell to deactivate it momentarily during the battle. But in doing so, I revealed the tower's weakness.
I thought a magic tower like that couldn't fall. I guess I don't know much about magic.
That one can fall if you gain control of the person who created it.
Oh. Alright. That makes sense.
They realized mostly that I had Copernicus spying on them, and they began spying back. I don't entirely know how they got through everything, but it's
He's got resources.
it has to do with what they did to him.
Should we have the lantern on for this?
Yeah, do you have your lantern?
Can you prepare to dispel magic?
I did not think about what you might have prepared.
Well, maybe she's preparing now at breakfast. Plugging in her catalysts.
Book begins to launch into an explanation of the Lord of Blades going out to finding the rest of them, and how certain of their features are the actual keys. Hence, Book's eyes being missing. Hence, Pipe's upper torso being torn out and removed. As he's explaining this, Pipes does stand up and wander off. And Kisriel, you hear a gentle knock on your door.
When he passes Nyx, Pipes would kind of squeeze his arm.
Nyx would kind of squeeze his arm.
Yeah,
He would pat your shoulder. He'll come in. As he comes in, he's holding a piece of paper with some writing on it and a cloth, and a folded up piece of cloth. To which he hands both to you, Kisriel.
Is the cloth related to the piece of scarf?
The cloth is related to the piece of scarf. Yes.
So pull that out.
You look up the note. Pipe sits down next to you. He pulls out the chair and sits down and places the note so you can read it. Your mother is alive.
What?
The Lord of Blades retains her in his prisons to keep your aunt doing what he says.
What does he want with them?
Are you asking the letter?
He pulls out the quill that Cherry gave him and starts scribbling on the piece of paper. Wants to use her dragon mark.
Hospitality mark.
I'm sorry. I knew you were close to them, especially my aunt, whose name I totally know.
Shiraz.
Shiraz.
I always just call her Auntie D.
Stupid.
It's the last session. Roll.
Pipes goes on to continue to write things. Your father did not survive the morning.
How did Mother survive?
Unsure. She just happened to be in a sheltered place when it happened. He was outside, from what Pipes was able to, from what in writing, because this is all written, What I'm able to glean, he was outside and she was inside somewhere.
There were people deep in Whitehearth that died. That's incredible.
Writing down potentially Eye of Storm ?
Okay.
Would kind of like to in the eyes. She was right there when the morning happened. Ooh.
So she'll pull out her notes. It's like, maybe we can go down, sit down sometime and go over these.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't
Pipes
a great
writes,
scholar of the morning. You knew I got really fascinated with it.
Pipes would write, I would like that.
She'll go into a hug.
He's gonna hug you. As like you're going to hug him, he's gonna hug you, and he's just gonna kind of hold you up against his chest.
She'll pat his chest and be like, I can't believe they did this to you. I'm sorry I left.
Right, and you switches you to one arm, grabs the looks down, gives the quill angry eyes, and then starts to write. It's not your fault. It was never your fault. Z, as you send out your sending,
Mm-hmm.
you get the response. Rix? Is he all right? No, I haven't either. Sean is going crazy, preparing for war.
Whoa. Alright guys, we gotta extricate a dwarf.
Cool.
Z would pass the message on. Wonder what's happening in Sharn and who they're going to war with.
I can only imagine it might be either Karnath or the Lord of Blades has made himself known.
Well, he is a stinker.
It's a very gentle way of putting it, but yes.
I can be gentle.
I'm very happy for those moments, Z.
Jerry coughs.
Alright. No, that's good. It's not good, but she's alive, so that's something. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Give you a hug.
You know, I haven't checked my ass in a while, but I think there's a continent called Sarlona. Probably lovely this time of year.
Is that the one with the dragons, or is that the one with the giants?
Only one way to find out.
We need to decide where we're going next, though.
Yeah.
That's going to be complicated, book says.
Yeah.
He's going to go after my brothers and sisters. At least those who still remain free.
There's a lot of dragon marks in Sharn. A lot.
And
There is.
If they're teaming up against the Lord of Blades, maybe both sides of Cannith can get along long enough to.
That would be something. That would definitely be something to pursue.
That's wonderful.
Because when he revives Tongs, he's going to have a wealth of information.
Will Tongs work with him?
Remember, he has
sounds
that
like they
machine that
don't
can
necessarily
control
have a
warforged.
choice.
Oh. Damn.
They did.
Tongs doesn't often like to talk about his brother.
Dun, dun, dun.
But from what I know, his brother can be very persuasive.
Wait.
Yeah, Lord of Blades is a great uncle.
Yay.
I mean, I'm just imagining this like telenovela, like, what?
Dang it, Jared.
Alright.
name is Annabelle. So then, oh gosh, if that actually happens, then the discomfort might actually be a thing.
He does look to bring about what they called the anguish.
It is a stupid name. Just a stupid name. It's a
I mean-
stupid name.
Discomfort.
I prefer to call it the discomfort for now. Sort of a jab on them.
It's worth it.
Petty, but
Bruce is gonna go and grab like a couple apples or whatever's out, since that's apparently what breakfast is.
Yeah.
And then he's
Breakfast
gonna
is what
go up behind Nyx and like lean on her shoulders and hand her an apple.
Alright.
She was flash. Kind of
Uh,
smile. Thank you.
It's a lot to do. We had an
Rix, you see a very knowing smile on Colin's face. You're not quite sure what it's about, but with your passive of 20 and his roll of a 2, you definitely see that there's something going on in Colin's mind.
Is he looking at them?
Oh yeah.
I look in their direction. But also, like, a moment of concern, like, I hope it's what she wanted. And he's like, so, we need to find the others. We had something of a lead on 2 of them, didn't we? Brotor had met them.
Yes. They're on a ship.
Who?
Remember the ghost, creepy ghost that was simping on your sister and everyone?
That alley probably
Oh, yeah, him. Okay.
Yeah, he mentioned something about his ship. He had a ship as well.
Did we ever get the name of that ship?
I mean, I feel like we should. I mean, I feel like his definitely needs to be part of this conversation at some
Yeah,
point.
we do. Alright.
But do we need to find anybody? I mean, we're here.
Don't want to find
We've
your aunts and uncles.
Part of
Found-
restoring tongues will mean he'll be able to find them. Tongues is connected to all of us.
I mean,
But it also means that we're connected to each other.
So you could, like,
So do you know how to get to the rest of them?
I have a fair idea of how to find at least one of them.
alright, well, where there's one, there's likely another.
I mean, no offense to your family or anything, there, Books, but I mean, we accomplished what we set out to do. We found pipes. Are we? What is our plan here? What is our goal? What do we want to accomplish? What's Corvair ever done for any of us? Is this madness the road we want to keep going down? I mean, I remember pretty distinctly a couple hours ago running for our lives through a burning street and just barely scraping out with what might generously call not losing everything.
Yeah,
Is
I
this-
don't know what we can do.
We are
I mean, what?
at a very big disadvantage, even with this thing.
What?
You're breaking up a little bit, sorry.
No, sorry. We're at a bit of a disadvantage with this thing. I mean, even with this ship.
We'd need allies.
We need a lot of allies.
We don't even
hold
know
on.
where we are.
Like an army.
For
And plus,
Oh,
if we
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
where
yeah.
we are, no one else does.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we don't need armies that have allies or allies that have armies. Like, what are we?
I'm
Are
just
we trying to
saying
fight a
that's-
war?
I'm saying that's what we would need if we were going to go into this.
I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, if
So you just
didn't
want
you say Sean was getting ready to fight? Like, I mean, look, there are smart people that have been at war with each other for a long time, and I'm sure they know the art very well. And yeah, they want to devote all that towards. I'm just saying, I feel like they know how to take care of themselves.
No, they don't. They're not
Okay, but are
work
we going to
together.
rescue them?
No.
You want to go rescue the houses, Cherry?
No. But there are good people. They're going to be victims of this. This sucks.
How many of them can we fit on this ship? I guess that's
At least one
I'm not. What are we trying to? I guess that's the question. What are we
walking down the hallway with pipes at this point?
I don't know
and
if
my
she knows
axe. I mean, that's just look. I'm just.
You're being realistic. It's fine.
Well, what's realistic?
Like, what do we
Running
want
off
to
to a different
accomplish?
continent and wait, like try to run and live as long as you can until all life on Earth, Eberron, is purged.
It'll take
I mean,
a while to get to the NOS.
Yeah, I know a really nice island. I'm just saying. Maybe that's a big discussion we need to have about what we're going to do next and why.
I mean,
we've been kind of running.
Sounds bigger than we can handle, so we just need to find somebody else that can do it, right?
Oops.
Dear God, Guar comes out and says that.
Sorry.
We all turn.
Yes.
Right.
Sorry. I'm just saying, like this.
I will all die. Hold on.
I'm really proud of kids because that's not an easy step.
I was about to throw a bunch of flags down.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we can't do anything. I'm just saying we really look. We've been running from one fire to the next because the road behind us was on fire as well. Like we need to sit down and figure out what we're doing and why.
We don't have to make those decisions today.
No, we don't.
Right now, Book's just telling us what's on the table.
We don't owe anybody anything. Or at least the people that we owe are probably on this ship.
Not all of them.
Alright?
My mother's not.
Huh?
Yeah, there's my aunt.
What happened?
Your mom's on the ship?
Pipes found out that my mother and my aunt are alive.
Oh,
I'd like to see if I can find them. Who are these other people you were talking about?
What people?
Corvair.
Just Corvair? Okay.
Yeah. Do we owe anything to Corvair?
I think Jalira misses Sharn.
I miss the people and the friends and my shop and that one really nice park.
I mean, I get that, but also in the middle of a war, it's probably not as nice as it was.
Just a crush.
There are a couple people I'd like to pick up.
Like Rosie?
Yeah, she's a friend. Good friend. Though letting her onto the ship would be complicated.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we should have just left the lantern in Whitehearth and let it be incorporated. Never mind.
Because
I have no friends either. And I didn't die because I never had friends.
I had friends once.
It would just be complicated to get her on board because she is Dragonbond.
Do you
Okay.
how
We
you
have other dragon marks on board.
have
We
you
have other dragon marks on board.
Yes, but we also have my sister. And
I mean,
Bruce.
if the house is toppled in a war against the Lord of Blades, I don't think it's going to matter as much. But
I don't even know if she'd leave. She's Denith. She's probably going into the war.
What war?
I don't know.
So
Never mind.
Something about
I'll catch
Sean
up.
is going into war.
I had Z reach out to a friend, and apparently Sean's getting ready to go to war.
I mean, I guess we don't technically know if it's against the Lord of Blades. There could be a lot of wars going on.
Yeah, it
Well,
could
it
just
could
be
a
against our
manipulation.
neighbors.
How
and
long
all
have we
that.
been asleep?
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
yeah. How long were we out? How
We
long
had a
were
full
we,
night rest, right?
Colin? How long were we gone?
The ship finished crafting itself a little ahead of schedule because we got a little worried, and Oriana might have tinkered with things when your teleportation spell, looking at Jalira, reappeared in Whitehearth, but it's still the better part of 4 hours. Not too much finished from that. We were probably outside of that for half an hour before you all reappeared.
She dumped the cool dragon marquee cells and just left us with the crappy ones.
Alright. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have to make a decision. I mean, I guess we need to make a decision of like where we're going at the moment. Sean seems like not a bad stop. I don't think it's far from where my crew was. I mean,
When was the last time you talked to your crew?
me?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him since I got off the boat. Z's gotten a couple messages here and there.
Yep.
Legit, are you forgetting the message you got from Gimbal?
I totally remember the message from Gimbal.
Okay,
Said
just
that they were-
For everybody else, would you mind? For the sake of
Because
everyone else, would you
were
mind?
notified that they had caught wind of Callista, and they were
That's
chasing
yeah. No,
after her.
I remember that. Yes, of course. I mean, I heard from like.
I mean, like
Gimbal
you were
once,
just telling
but,
me
like,
earlier about that message. You
Yeah,
want to make sure
you
that we
know.
remembered, though. Good test.
Yeah.
A plus.
I thought it would be better coming from Mike. So, no, I mean, I heard from Gimbal like once, but other than that,
Well, what did you say?
yeah, it was right after you left my bedroom late that night. He said something about they had found what's her name? The person we don't like.
Callista.
And they were giving chase. I was
Melody?
trying not to
The one you cut
say
off
the
the
name out
hand
loud.
of? I'm sorry.
okay.
Oriana hisses.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I mean,
I mean, Sean-
everything is so far over our heads. Do we even know of anyone that we can trust to take care of this or can work through this? I mean,
We weren't terribly good about making allies on the way here.
no.
We need to find like a diplomat.
So are we seeing? So she's gonna make another look around, make sure there's no orbs. She's like,
Super paranoid about somebody watching this conversation.
Always.
Do we see any?
I wonder why.
Do we have the unseen servants like just around?
You do see some of them moving around. One of them seems to have like a rag and is like constantly rubbing at a couple of spots.
No, Z, I wouldn't sit. Never mind.
But Sorry.
Oh,
If we can make allies with Nightingale,
I like the delay. We'll blame it on lag.
if we can make allies with Nightingale, it sounds like she has a connection into the Tyrant. And I know she has a connection into, or at least
She
there's
has
a
a connection into the
possibility that
Tyrants.
she. Yes, isn't that what you
you're
said?
right. She's been telling me, informing me. If we can trust it.
so can we hand all this
We
off
can
to the
trust-
tyrants?
I don't know.
I'd
They
have
still
to-
won't have a death. They still want me and Rick dead, but
Yeah, there's that.
but that would be a connection network that we could use. She also
Okay.
has connections into
Connor.
yes, Kana, as far as I know. But I'm really
So we just
I
stop
don't know how much
passing
it was
this
a
off to other
lie.
people and hope that they don't use it for their own reasons.
Well, it's not like we're capable of uniting
Oh,
nations and
no, absolutely not. I'm just worried about who we're passing this off to. Maybe we separate it enough. It won't consolidate into one thing. And then afterwards, just...
Well, I mean, more knowing that, don't know.
No, I mean, it's not a bad idea to... How do we reach out to her?
Can I look to books and pipes for their thoughts? I mean, book, pipes. What do you think we should do? I mean, we have an idea of where to look for Red Hearth. We have some hints to where your brother with a drummer, your drummer brother, might be, and his companion. Can we tweak? Can we scry for that?
This is off topic, guys, but does that make Book our uncle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kinda.
Do you remember each other
But
now?
it makes Melody your aunt. This is
Yes,
what Brooke
I said
said.
She's the aunt we don't invite to family functions. She's a bitch.
Honestly, Book, you guys are our family.
I'm gonna go with whatever book of pipes want.
Do you remember each other now?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you remember your creation,
What happened?
and the
Pipes, do you
keys?
remember?
Pipes, do you remember before meeting my aunt?
Pipes gives you an uncertain look. With the slightest little bit of a nod.
Mm.
What Pipes isn't telling you is that at that time I would have agreed with the Lord of Blades. I would have sided with Melody. And I would have seen all of those not of my kind destroyed.
What changed your mind?
I lost sight of my goals and
Supposed to be a pun.
took a little bit of time to reflect on my choices.
Was that when they ripped your eye out? We're making a pun. I'm sorry. I just thought maybe you were making a pun.
That is when Pipes ripped my eye out.
I was
Oh, really?
However, I
Oh, let's look at Pipes.
Pipes is just still
By the way, does Pipes only have one eye now?
No.
Does he still have Books' eye?
He is not wearing the bright blue monocle that you've associated with him.
Okay.
Can we retrofit the monocle for Book somehow?
He does not have it.
No, because Melody has it.
Oh.
They needed both of my eyes. Book will speak up. I'm assuming it was one of the first things they took from him when they captured him.
And that's
Not
why he
the
took one
first.
from you,
Alright.
so that you couldn't use your key.
Oh man. Lyrenton, the ghost dude, guy with the cot, Lady DeVow. We do have a shit record with allies.
Yes, we do. I mean, there's the Emerald Claw. There was also the mystery of this, and I show my hand that has the scar. We don't know if it's actually the Emerald Claw or not. We know that's might be Connor.
I mean,
we don't know.
Considering how bad we've been doing, do you want to just ally with the Lord of Blades? It might be his undoing.
He has
I
a
think we're
sort of
too
red that
squishy.
involves killing all flesh
Book
bags.
takes a moment and scratches his chin.
Don't take it seriously. You'll be fine. We'll be dead.
I think that they would appreciate getting me a little too much.
Can I insight Pipes?
What would you like to insight Pipes on?
Has he always remembered his past?
Also, is he a sassy gay warforged and we've never noticed?
What does it mean if warforged are related?
Well, they
They're all
created the same
related.
batch.
Do you
Well,
outright
well,
ask?
Like not being part of the same serial number group, or
is it taboo for the? I mean, what does that mean?
Considering they don't procreate through any means like that, I don't think it's a taboo issue for them to have a relationship.
I'm just kind of wondering. Him and Book seem to be big bros.
I mean, they could be bros, or they could be bros.
they could be bros.
With an insight of 15, he rolls a 17 on the die. You don't really get a read on him.
All right.
Okay. So, do we want to table this conversation for now? Or?
We might need to make a pro and cons list.
At least we need to figure out where we're going.
We've got. Do they still have the library?
I believe
Do
we
the
do.
do we still have the librarian?
Odiana walks over and opens the door.
Ooh.
Is that
Android
here?
did too.
Yep.
Is that the librarian there?
The librarian is no longer a statue wearing armor. He seems to be in a stone robe and holding his hands clasped together. He does, however, have a smile on his face.
He does look like the same guy, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bruce is like, oh, fuck.
I think I'd like to do some research, and work with Pipes to see if we can put anything together to find out where my mother and my aunt are.
We don't have to directly engage the Lord of Blades. We can go and at least rescue your parents, or your mother, and your aunt.
Well, and our other aunts and uncles.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see what the realistic.
Let's just. I'm
holds up a sign that says Ohana.
Guys,
I love that story
let's be realistic.
We need to be realistic, yes.
If we're in this, we're in this. Let's not pretend like we could pick and choose what battles we're going to get. If we're either engaging, and we're just going to have to deal with whatever shit comes our way, or we've decided we've had enough, and we pick up the pieces we can.
Well, I mean, we don't have to all go in. I specifically want to know Books, Pipes.
I don't see why we need to declare what battles we're going into now.
Jalira, finish.
I want to do research. I want to know ahead of time what we're getting into.
Jalira, finish your question.
Pipes, Book. Is this something you feel strongly about doing? Just something about hindering the Lord of Blades, at least to some degree. I mean, it'd be nice to take him down, but...
Pipes and Book share a look with each other for a moment.
And
then they both nod.
Look?
Okay. I'm going to be with them.
Yes, if you want to insight that look.
I'll give it a shot.
Hold on, I had my character sheet up. Where'd it go?
Hey.
Yeah. Rolling really good. Oh my gosh, we both have the same insight now, Nix. Dope.
I know. What happened to you?
I boosted my wisdom a little bit, and I have proficiency in it.
You think this before?
I'm
you
waiting
have
on Bruce's nat
Sorry.
20 for this.
terrible-
Sorry,
Terrible.
I had it up. I don't know what happened. Here we go. This might be the last insight check for Bruce for the campaign.
16.
Yes!
Quality!
Oh man, I wouldn't
I'm
have
so
it
glad
any
you're
way.
finishing that insight with a natural 1.
That is a 0.
Bruce has no idea what's going on.
They look at
Bruce.
each other.
Bruce. Oh yeah, they're a thing. They are so a thing.
I feel like it's what I gotten with a high insight check.
Think that that's not what you're inciting, right?
Rick,
I feel like Bruce. I don't know. Bruce is looking at them, and
Me and Cherry.
it's like one of those scenes from a western, and Bruce is like, "Shit, are they about to like draw on each other?"
Rick's Cherry. You're not really sure what's in that look.
But Bruce knows.
Z. For Pipes not being able to speak, for Book not being able to see, there's definitely some kind of connection there, and they are sharing information somehow.
Oh,
Okay.
true. You did look in his direction to do the look.
Next.
And Nyx,
Can you bring this down?
you watching their body language, seeing them quote unquote make eye contact with each other, the conversation that happens between them, a little whisper comes in your ear. They fear for their family. But they fear for all of you as well. They won't ask you to do this.
Mentally say back, if they get their hands on us, I will be giving them everything. I will be giving them a big pot of what they want.
I understand.
She's saying this in her head.
Oh, okay.
It's not a voice that you recognize. It's a voice you've not heard before.
Oh, it's not Seek.
It's not Seek. Okay.
It's not Seek.
Is
Like,
it Mom?
part of it sounds like Jewel, but cleaner, purer, more different.
Refined, like a
Refined.
crystal.
Or melodic, like a flute.
I love the
Isn't-
insistence in your voice.
Isn't a
at that
jewel more
moment.
refined than a crystal? Never mind.
That's what I would think, but okay.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
It's a presence that you felt watching over you while you were training early on.
Your monk training. Did you have a deity?
Monitor, right?
She hasn't
Yes.
said any of this out loud.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm
She did.
brainstorming with
Was
Moonstone.
it
You did?
Deity
Say it out loud.
hasn't. She didn't believe in really necessarily. She just kind of.
Look, turn into kids, since Nyx is having a conversation in her head. No, you're right. We don't have to pick our battles. I'm just saying we shouldn't kid ourselves into thinking that we can lightly touch this and get away unscathed. If we're in it, we're going to be in it.
What if we?
Hold on. That being said, I think I speak for everybody here when I say, if you ask us, we'll be there.
Pipe turns to look at Kiz. Gora turns to look at Kiz. If Book could look at Kiz, Book would look at Kiz. Seems to have trouble finding you. No trouble at all finding Pipes, but he seems to have trouble kind of like...
A little more to the left. A little more to the left.
Down.
Colin and Odiana both turn and look at Kiz.
I'm glad Kiz doesn't have social anxiety.
I look at Kaz and I say the word.
I would like to try to find my mother and my aunt. And I'll appreciate whatever help any of you are willing to give me.
All right. Amen.
I don't think it seems legit to me to drop some of you off at Bruce's boat. But what if maybe we could contact you when we're ready to go to the other islands, to the other continents.
Who are you looking at when you say that?
Mostly Bruce.
Well, shit,
I
this
guess
is my
I
ship,
kind of.
so...
So you don't miss your other ship?
Well, fuck, I need a ship. I need a crew for this ship, too.
You're getting an
Jalira's-
order.
Rix, you notice that Odiana's all like...
You mean just adding on to the crew, right?
Do I need to go back to the cargo hold?
You mean adding on
I thought you liked
to
it in the
crew?
cargo hold.
What?
I thought you liked it in the cargo hold.
To give him
Like
the dirtiest
there.
look ever.
I think you mean that bringing your other crew onto the ship in addition to what's already here, correct?
Well, yeah. Oh, all right, calm down, people. We
Yeah,
almost
just
died
making
yesterday.
sure
Let's
there
all
are
take a deep
feelings-
breath.
There are feelings here that may feel a little bit sensitive to being told that, well, perhaps the implication that they may not be considered your crew anymore.
I mean, I didn't think of you guys as my crew. I thought of you guys as my family.
It could be both.
We could. I don't have your navigation skills at sea, but I do know a thing or two.
Real with you guys. You guys don't really take well to orders from me, so.
Hey!
Anyways, you know what? This is all
I'm just
secondary.
saying we have different roles we could play.
Did my
I'd love to help you with
best.
navigation. Jalira obviously would work with Odiana. Somehow the brains between Z and Book, we'll figure out something.
We'll make it work.
And we will
Pipe
get
walks over
Pipe a musical instrument.
and stands near Z, looks at Z and points to his chest, where her dragon mark is on her.
Z would look at her dragon mark.
Pipes will turn and look at Book. A moment will pass between them. Could you call on your house for support?
That was one.
No. No, I could not.
Would this be something that you might want to report to your house to have them on alert for this?
We did
Another
report them at some point, didn't we?
warforged that are
You checked in on
trying
that.
to take people with Mark.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh.
We've
You
been
said
trying
the
to
right
stay
thing.
away from my house with
They just
No,
we
no,
can choose what information to give them.
Yes, we can.
They
you don't have to
aren't
tell
an
them-
enemy.
You don't have to tell them about Nick's or Bruce's marks. But, as was said, you can let them know that the Lord of Blades is trying to abduct people with marks.
They aren't enemies. Yes, we don't want them to know about the aberrant marks in the mist. Hope that's okay with everybody. I don't know if Pipes or Books knew about them.
Z, the presence in your head starts to whisper. Are you really gonna do this with them?
Do what with whom?
Haven't you been paying attention? These people are talking about going to war!
Man, her dragon heart's touchy.
Are you a big damn hero?
What's wrong if I am a big damn hero?
Who is she talking to?
Did she say it out loud?
Are you saying it out loud?
No.
How
You
much
a
dragon
confident
shot?
warrior queen!
We wish you had. We were like, what was happening?
Yeah, I'm a confident queen. Of course I'm a big damn hero. Don't you question me.
Well then say something! You've been entirely too quiet during this fight.
This fight? You
Not
mean
fight,
I don't want to...
This conversation.
You mean I don't want to... I just
Emotional
killed
combat.
Kiz's last lover, so I'm gonna not make a big deal of this right now, okay? I'm gonna sit over here, and I'm gonna be quiet, and you can just suck it, whatever it is, whoever you are.
Sam.
Now how much of that was out loud?
None of it. They might see Z looking very perturbed.
Eye
She's not
twitching.
saying anything out loud.
See, you good?
I'm fine.
All right. Not gonna fight her on this.
I want to put something out there. I mean, we don't have to do this all together and all at once. Okay, that came out weird. I mean,
Fine. Do you all think it would be useful for me to reach out to my house and that it wouldn't lead to any danger for any of us to clue them into, hey, look, the Lord of Blades is trying to kill all the fleshies?
I mean, there
I think
might
it would
be
be a
Please
good
tell them that they
distraction.
want to
I mean,
kidnap
Are they
the
fleshies?
dragon mark.
your job for them. You like. I feel like they would ask more questions if you didn't report this. If you'd be like, hey, I've been helping out my family for a while and we ran into this information and I'm vigilantly trying to help keep the people of Corvair safe, they probably won't care that that's people in your family are fugitives in their eyes. Like I don't think that's a priority if they don't know about it. I mean, if they don't know about it.
All right.
We could talk about it and find
If
good
you want
ways to word it.
if you want my opinion, sending them on this mass escapade can send them away from searching for dragon marks a little bit more. It'll be a different focus that your house would have to do.
They would
It
be saving
distract
people instead of
from other issues. It depends. They could decide to investigate you more, or it could help you more. There's risk to both sides.
you're not
It just depends
alone.
on how much espionage you want to deal with, or political, or whatever.
Fine, I'll contact
So-
my house.
It's up to
So,
you.
considering that we have a lot of information we probably need to get, Z probably needs to contact our house. There's some people might want to look into picking up, glancing over at Cherry. Are we headed for Sean?
Looks like it.
It's probably a good idea.
Might be a way we could find.
Thing go invisible?
I sure
That
hope
would
so
be-
because, wow, I don't want to get fired on by Sean.
You could
Yeah, we're not taking this thing
head up
like
to the ocean and go around.
that. You
Well,
guys can
as
walk.
far as I know, it doesn't go invisible, Oriana says. But we could land in the water outside, Sean, and swim there.
Yeah, didn't you say you could like change the shape of this or something?
Oh yes.
Submarine.
So look like a normal boat.
Oh no, it won't. We won't change the shape. We just change the function.
Submarine.
Look like a
You
weird
hungry,
looking
Cherry?
boat. What does this thing look like? What?
Are you hungry? I'm ready for
You
dinner.
need like a sandwich or?
Odiana will
Sandwiches
pull
are
out
easy enough.
a little crystal and turn it on, and it's this little holographic image of what the ship looks like.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, is that
Everyone-
Eagle Eye
Everyone scroll
on
out.
the top of it?
Eagle eye on the top.
Scroll down. Eagle Eye's on top.
This is like Final Fantasy X, where if you go to the different areas of the airship, you find different people doing different things.
The whole outside of the airship.
God damn it! If we had gotten Pack Rat, we'd have an item shop.
We could have a random vendor in here that just somehow gets goods, and we can sell junk to him.
I tried, guys.
Well, I just am all for like.
Well, Clark did
Baccarat.
supply stuff too.
Sorry. Okay.
They should probably be a part of this too.
That being said,
Okay.
Colin stands up. Places to go, people to save, wars to stop.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but
We can do our
maybe
part.
good to do.
Get as far as we can before we know we're completely beyond our depth.
Or-
Hopefully,
At
we'll
least
be
good
in
for
a
us.
facility when that happens.
Find
Continue.
people
Sorry,
we
you were
can
doing
trust.
a motivational speech. I apologize.
So I was saying, wars to stop.
Do you have the motivational fee for leadership?
Regardless,
He does now.
how many things can I give Colin in one go?
Odiana's asked the same question.
I will stand by my captain. I will stand by my wife, and I will stand by my oaths that I have made to help. My
Fuck
job
you
is
will.
to
You
help.
have a baby.
If the Lord of Blades has his way, no, I won't.
I mean,
I will fight
again,
for my child.
Sarlona is a really great, and we have a really good nanny, pointing over at Pipes. And he is far less likely to use mind control magic on your baby right now than he was like when we were kids. So
Book
grandpa mode.
just like puts his hand down on the table, and you feel it. Like he looks at Pipes again, and Pipes is just all like,
Look, to be fair, we were. I
He
don't
had
blame
a
him.
lot
I
to-
don't blame him. All those zones of truth, I get it. He had
But
to do what he had to do.
We had like 20 kids in the orphanage one time. That we were all just.
And it's not like we made it easy on him.
Yeah, sure, Pipes
I
can
mean,
use spells
come
on us, but when I do it, it's the end of the world.
For him, it's about crowd control.
regardless, we go save people. We figure out what to do next. We take it one day at a time.
One day at a time.
We'll find somebody else who can do it better.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Right.
Just do the next right thing.
Is that a
You're
Daniel
not
Tiger?
supposed to read my mind. Stop it.
she's a wizard.
I mean,
Of course she
Probably
knows that last.
Just feel like it's probably Daniel
I
Tiger.
sobbed during that part, okay.
It's a good part. It's a good part.
It
So
is.
I
that
haven't
being
seen that
said-
play.
what is it?
Okay, focusing.
It's from Frozen 2.
Oh, I should watch that probably.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm focusing.
Those of you willing to do research, head into the library. Those of you who want to learn about the defensive features of this ship, follow Odiana. Those of you who want to learn how... Well, sorry, I take that back. Follow me. Those of you who want to learn how to fly the ship, follow Odiana.
You're not going to let any of the weapons, are you?
No, she knows how to drive the ship better than I do.
But you don't want to let any of the weapons, do you?
Z happily runs into the library.
He gives you a look with your passive. It's like, please shut up.
Doniana raises her arm and an arcane turret forms around it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Gosh. So what were the three options? Learn how to drive the ship. Learn research, and
learn how to use the ship to fire.
I'll learn how to drive it, I guess.
I mean, is all of the above an option?
We'll talk.
Oh yes, we can take turns and swap out. If you are to crew this ship, you hear Odiana go. He's like, if you are to crew this ship, you must know the ship inside and out.
Actually,
even we don't know everything about it yet. It'll be exciting to learn.
Can we do a little bit of both, or multiple things?
I think Eagle Eye would be interested in helping with some of that.
I just answered Jalira.
Sorry, I was just thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I tend to tune people out.
No, we could do
Odiana, I'm done. I've got to go see to the baby. And he walks off.
What is it with you changelings and dabbling in everything?
Well, when you have to be everything, you tend to figure out everything.
I want to learn how to do everything.
Bruce rolls his eyes at you guys' inability to grasp sarcasm.
Besides, Rex really enjoyed being on your ship. He would have been really good at it if you gave a chance.
Where is... How did Eagle Eye get to the roof? I don't see the roof access.
Roof access is the ladders in the in the upper level continue to go up to the roof.
I go to Odiana.
Jeffrey's tubes!
And I'm like, teach me what you know.
Wait, before Rick Scott gets far, can I grab his cloak?
Yeah.
Just kind of pull him to the side a little bit.
Kiz is going to pull pipes into the library with her.
Before we get started, can we vote on a captain?
Conversation for another day.
I think you should lead us. I've thought this for a long time. Okay, listen to me. If Bruce is the captain, I want you as XO. And I want you to speak for the people because you're people smart. You know how to
I almost killed that guy that was guiding us to the moorland.
Well, I mean, but you had to work as teams with the other spies, and it shows.
No, we didn't.
You didn't?
No.
How the heck you're better than at this?
As a conversation,
a lot of solo work.
As Jalira and Rix wander off having this conversation,
I guess we're headed towards the turrets, or are we
I'm the
Nick,
Odiana?
what do you do?
The steering. Yeah, sorry.
You got stolen.
Bruce and Nix, what do you do?
Bruce wants to learn how to fly his damn ship.
Perfect. Z, what do you do? Or Nix, what do you do? Sorry.
Oh, hold on.
I was just gonna say, so I've already been up to look at the front, look around that bit. But where would you think would be best for me to be?
Who did you ask?
She's asking Bruce.
She's asking Bruce. Where do you think I should learn the most?
Which place is best for? Which one of these is my room?
For my skills. Where would you put me?
Bruce looks at his sister sitting right next to him.
Z would have moved off to the library, I am doing this research thing.
Book would have followed Pipes, or tried to follow Pipes.
No more to the left.
Thanks.
You know what? I think you've had enough people telling you what you should or shouldn't be doing or what they think you're good at. I know you'll make the right choice.
Nicks in your head. Come spend some time with me. You recognize Jules' voice. At the back of the ship, they have a sparring ring.
I was gonna look for you. Like, alright, well, I think I'm gonna go spa a bit.
I was just imagining you like answering and then like a moment later, by the way, I can't hear you if you're thinking back, so just
like, I'll,
oh.
then go learn to fly your ship. It's pretty cool up there. She kind of, I think she pat his butt a bit. And then, turn to go.
Hey.
Hmm?
Don't deprive yourself of the pleasure of watching me walk away.
Nice. Kiz, you said you pulled pipes into the room.
Mm-hmm. She wants to write down everything he knows about what he learned.
At some point, maybe we should give Pipes that tattoo of Nexus.
Oh, that would be a good one.
What? Which one? Oh, is that the
Illuminator's tattoo? Right without ink.
You can just write.
That would.
Right in the
I was. Yeah, I was browsing different magical items I could try. That sounds like that's probably better than. Okay.
The quill.
Could somebody let Kiz answer the question? Can you hear me? Am I still online?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Like you said, you pulled pipes towards the library. Is there anything you say to him as you go?
Oh, so it's just she just will re-ask questions. She'll try to get clarity on what he learned about the mom and the aunt, and she's gonna just. And then she's going to probably ask the librarian if he learns any more information about the Mournland, and if the information we give him gives him a clue, that sort of thing, and work with Z on researching where they might be.
You all find yourself moving about your various tasks. Doing the things that you set out to do, performing research, looking into the Mournland, looking into potential places where prisoners could be. Bruce, you find the ship is quite and very
User friendly?
user friendly. Like I was gonna say, there's another word for that, but
Intuitive?
it's very intuitive. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. It's very intuitive.
I'll take my point of inspiration.
You may have it. Those who go to learn how to fire the cannon turrets on top have a lot of fun firing cannon turrets on the top. Rix, as you come down from whatever activity you were doing, familiar voice, the voice of the traveler, speaks in your head. I don't know where they all are, but the one they call Warcry is in the Mror Holds.
Mror Holds? Can you spell that for me?
Mror. There he wanders with the patrols of fighting the enemies of the dwarves. Those from down below.
These are the dwarves. Are we talking like Duragal, or are we talking about Dark Elves?
Deeper.
Kyber?
He fights with them against the servants of Kyber. And Meadowlark will be found in the Eldine Reaches.
Meadowlark. Eldine Reaches. Okay. Alright.
And those are what I can tell you.
Well,
I assume their guardians are with them.
yes.
Now, about that favor.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to come up again.
And that's where we're going to end the campaign.
Screw you, sir. Just kidding. Alright.
Thank you so much for everybody who's participated in this campaign. It's been amazing. It's been fun. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned for whatever we do next. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. We hope to see you there.